Today on Murrow News 8, a drug bust in Whitman County. Find out how police deal with individuals charged with drug possession.
And it's Western Night at Boiler Gym, and with that comes a fun promotion. Find out what it is and how you can be involved. Murrow News 8 starts now.
The Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University. This is Murrow News 8.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Maggie Tollison.
And I'm Monique Ledesma. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
Whitman County Sheriff's Office made an arrest on drug charges. Information from an unrelated investigation allowed deputies to get a search warrant for a home on Albion Road. The search happened Wednesday night, where they found about 500 fentanyl pills, heroin, and methamphetamine. 50-year-old Lamisi Dilsi was arrested on the drug charges and is currently being held on a $35,000 bond.
Colfax, Washington has been known as a speed trap to many that have been pulled over in the small town, but it is becoming something else. Our reporter Ethan Kramer went out to Colfax to find out what that is.
Colfax, Washington, a quiet small town on the eastern side of the state, but it is known as a speed trap to many that make their way through. Sheriff Brett Myers had a simple answer for why that is.
We want people to be safe. Yep. We got a lot of people that travel through here. It's a main corridor from Spokane, as well as the west side of the state. Yep. A lot of people travel even from southern Idaho up through here.
But even with all the traffic coming through and speeding being an issue, Sheriff Myers was up front with how many tickets the sheriff's office usually issues out.
In the actual city, not very many. We don't. Our main goal, probably for every 10 to 15 traffic stops that we make, we might issue a single ticket.
Many people that have driven through Colfax and that have been pulled over believe it is the speed trap of America. Sheriff Brett Myers had this to say about it.
You know what? If that's what people think, great. I'll take that. If people think and know they have to slow down in Colfax, we'll take that. We'll own it every single day. Yeah. We're okay with that. Yeah.
In Colfax, the speed limit is 25 miles per hour. But according to Sheriff Brett Myers, that's not the only thing they're looking to pull you over for.
How many, if you had to guess, how many stops do you think you guys make a year with stopping drugs coming through Colfax?
Oh, several hundred.
Several hundred, wow.
Several hundred.
The sheriff's office makes it known on their social medias when they stop a vehicle carrying illegal drugs. Vehicles have been stopped with drugs, illegal guns, and money that is being used for buying and selling the drugs, which Sheriff Myers is trying to keep off the streets.
I'd say weekly we're finding people with drugs, whether it's fentanyl, methamphetamine, those other drugs, and we're referring those people over for prosecution now just on those possession charges.
With both speeding and drug trafficking being an issue, Sheriff Myers is hopeful about the future with their policing, that they can eliminate the two from happening throughout Colfax. Reporting in Colfax, Washington, Ethan Kramer, Murrow News 8.
Pullman police need your help. Police need help identifying two men that will be shown on your screen. The man in the black shirt stole an e-bike from the front of Safeway Wednesday night. The man in the red sweatshirt may have information relating to the theft. If you have any tips or information, contact Officer Schellenberger at 509-334-0802.
And it's a big night for WSU Volleyball as they're back home tonight to take on the Bears. We sent out our reporter Brendan Jin to find out a little bit about that special promotion for Western Night at Boiler Gym. Brendan, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. I'm standing here out front of Boiler Gym where the WSU volleyball team will be taking on the Cal Berkeley Golden Bears tonight. Doors open at 6 o'clock, and you're probably going to want to get there early because they're giving out these free boot koozies. They do a good job of keeping your drink cold, and you're probably going to want to have it for this weekend as the WSU football team takes on UCLA. So I'll have more about those matchups coming up later in sports. Back to you at the desk.
Thank you, Brendan. Well, Maggie, I gotta say, I want one of those koozies. He better bring us some.
Yeah, he really should. Those are going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, the city of Pullman has finally received permission from state officials to resume disposing sewer plant biosolids on a local farm. The Washington State Department of Ecology delayed approval of the permit that's required to use the biosolids as fertilizer. The delay forced Mayor Glenn Johnson to declare an emergency in early September.
It's a gorgeous afternoon on the Palouse and can't get much better than this, but let's take a look at our forecast for today. It's gorgeous. It's in the 70s and can't get much better than that, as there's plenty of things to do, especially when there's this fall, when you're into the fall weather, but then the summer weather tries to sneak out and back into the 70s. As you see, 73 degrees today, but into the 70s for the weekend, so it's going to be an exciting weekend with warm weather and plenty of things to do outside, but I'll have the full weather forecast for you later in the show. Back to you guys over at the desk.
Coming up, budget cuts to WSU libraries. Find out how that could mess with your study time.
And dining halls on campus are trying to be more sustainable, how you can save money and maybe even the environment next.
Did you see that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine. But I need that back. No. Kevin!
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
Construction on the new train trestle is moving full steam ahead. Crews are working 7 days a week in order to finish the new concrete steel trestle in Winona. The trestle was destroyed back in August in the Winona fire and is critical to local farmers. Washington State Department of Transportation has fast-tracked the project and is scheduled to be finished by the end of the month.
Land, as the repaving of arterial streets in apartment land on College Hill has been completed ahead of schedule. Despite some of the work having to be redone, the City of Pullman project to repave Merman and Westwood Drive started in June. The work was completed ahead of schedule. And the Holland Terrell Library had a 6% budget cut before the start of the semester. Our reporter Brendan Jin found out how it's affecting more than just the library hours.
Before the start of the semester, the Holland Terrell Library on the Washington State University campus was told that they needed to make some changes. A 6% budget cut has forced management to no longer support the 24-hour, 5-day-a-week schedule, and some students are having to make lifestyle changes because of it.
Normally I would come here to study, so I kind of need to like find some new places to go to. Yeah, and there's not really like a lot of places where you can study late in Pullman.
Hera Christian is a senior at WSU studying animal science. She was a regular at the library at night.
Before exams, I'd come to the library and I'd like stay up all night and study, honestly, while I'm here.
If you take a look at your screen, these are the new weekly hours of operation for the library this semester. While this is the first time the library has had to make changes to their hours of operation, budget cuts are a common issue at the library. Increasing prices for academic articles and journals are at the heart of the problem.
Well, I've been here for 20 years, and we've done a journal cut or at least planned a cut and gotten bailed out every year that I've been here.
During the pandemic, the library realized that their online journal system eliminated the need for students to even come to the library in person for resources. Now it just serves as a study space for most. While the library reduced their hours, they didn't reduce their staff. All workers that had a job before the budget cut still have a job after as well. If you need to get your work done in a quiet place or want to use the library resources, make sure to plan it out ahead of time. Don't wait until the last minute to do your work because the library might not be open for help. Brendan Jin, Murrow, News 8.
The WSU Veterinary Teaching Hospital installed a new machine to fight cancer. The linear accelerator is able to shoot intense beams of energy to kill cancerous cells while limiting the damage to the healthy surrounding tissue. The previous machine at WSU faced many breakdowns, leading the hospital to fundraise for the new machine. This will not only aid in cancer care, but cure animals with cancer in the coming years. Big changes are happening at Northside Cafe. I went out and got more information.
I thought, well, if it's working at Ohio State University, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's going to work here in Pullman at WSU.
That was when Dan Ahern, general manager for Northside Cafe, knew he wanted to make a change. Last year, Northside Cafe spent $10,000 on disposable to-go boxes. Dan decided enough was enough and worked with Topanga to put on a new reusable to-go box system.
Over the summer, really, I kind of had made a choice that we were going to go for it and worked through the summer to get everything prepared so we could launch at the beginning of this fall semester.
This program is a lot more simple than the program before COVID, where you had to pay $5 to get your first box, whereas this one's free. Students simply have to sign in to Reuse, get their digital Reuse pass, and scan it every time they check out a container. When they're done, they just turn them in at tray return or in this bin outside of Northside.
It's really like a library and a library card and you checking out a book.
Reaction to the program has been overwhelmingly positive.
People are happy to participate, see the good in it, the benefit, not just to them, I think to the future.
Dan is hopeful that the program will continue to grow and make changes here at WSU.
I think it'll only grow and get better, and we will become more sustainable.
This is Maggie Tollison, Murrow, News 8.
The Soul Stewards Farm in Moscow is hosting its annual Fall on the Farm this Saturday. The event is from 10 to noon and will feature You Pick pumpkins, You Pick tomatoes, a produce stand, a photo stand, houseplants, and more. The first $300 of pumpkins will be free to students with an ID.
Moscow is hosting its third annual Moskoberfest this Saturday from 4 to 8. Main Street will have food, beer, and wine as well as festive live music. Those over 21 who want to drink alcohol can buy wristbands, glassware, and drink tickets on the corner of 3rd and Main Street and the corner of 6th and Main Street. Coming up, some furry friends on campus need your help. How you can lend a hand later this afternoon.
And the weather has been beautiful on back-to-back days, but will that continue throughout the weekend? Find out after the break.
You're looking at me in the future. Okay. Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
Wait a second. Do you know who I am? Julia. This is Jaina. Into the future.
I just wanted to talk to you about what happened with those two girls.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember It was this girl that I was getting bullied by that one day at PE when they were like yelling at me, and then you just linked arms with me. I don't think you know how much like that helped me, because like I finally like knew that I had somebody. Because of you, Isaac, and what you did for me years ago, I grew up to be more independent and love myself and just be a little bit more confident.
Aw, I'm like a little tearing up right now. Just to see her in the future just blossom and look beautiful, and that was really amazing.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
You
I
sleep
heard,
through that.
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
The WSU Bears are looking for food. The WSU Bear Center is doing a meat drive today. People can bring old meat from their freezer to the Bear Center from 2 to 5 p.m. or email the center to come at a different time. They will not take poultry or fowl. Well, it's certainly another nice day here in Pullman. Is that going to continue through the weekend, Ethan?
Well, Maggie, thank you. It's looks like it's going to. Tomorrow, weather around 77 degrees, and it's going to be in the 70s throughout the weekend. The weather is absolutely gorgeous, so plenty of activities to go out and play golf. You get out for a run. It's perfect time of year for that. As we're in the 70s, take advantage of it. Well, let's take a look at our statewide map, and we can get show you guys what's going on throughout the state. Throughout Olympia and Seattle, well, it's a little bit warmer over there. It's warm throughout the state, as you guys can see. But I can tell you, over in Seattle, if you're hoping to see the Mariners in the playoffs, they're not there. So it's going to be 72. There's plenty of things to do out there. But then in Yakima and the Tri-Cities, really nice out there as well. Beautiful weather as always. And then we had it on the eastern side of the state, the eastern side of the state, Spokane and Pullman, really warm as well. Just gorgeous days. Well, let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Absolutely gorgeous, except that Tuesday, it gets 57, a little rainy, but then the weather really picks up and it gets into the 60s again later into the week. But the weather is just going to be beautiful, so take advantage of it. Maggie, Monique, back to you over at the desk.
Thanks, Ethan. Coming up next, the Cougs hit the soccer pitch on the road last night. Find out who was their star of last night's game.
And we'll give you the biggest key to victory for the Cougs in action at the Rose Bowl tomorrow. Next.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box, I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Last night, the WSU women's soccer team came back to beat the Arizona Wildcats in Tucson. The Cougs trailed 1-0 at halftime, but senior Margie DeTrizio came out hot and scored the tying goal in the 55th minute. And freshman Reagan Kachow netted the game winner from the penalty spot in the final 10 minutes. This is the Cougs' first Pac-12 win of the season and remain undefeated on the road. After this win, the Cougs improved to 8-4 on the season, but only 1-3 in conference play. Up next, WSU will make the hour-and-a-half drive to Tempe to take on Arizona State Sun Devils on Sunday at noon. The WSU women's volleyball team has been on fire to start the season. They are ranked 4th in the nation after their 4-set win over 6th-ranked Oregon, which is an all-time program best. Jen Greeny had this to say about their win.
It's great to be ranked number 4, but yeah, we don't get extra points. We don't get an automatic berth into anything. We've got a long ways to go, and we're really just talking about playing one weekend at a time.
The Cougs are currently carrying a 13-match winning streak, but are tied for first place in the Pac-12, along with Stanford and USC. The Cougs will be taking on Cal Berkeley tonight at 7 p.m. in Bowler Gym. Going into tonight's game against Cal, WSU holds a record of 14-1. The Cougs have won the last 6 straight matchups against the Golden Bears. Carrying on with other successful sports at WSU, the football team is set to take on the UCLA Bruins in LA tomorrow. Kickoff is at noon. The Cougs boast a perfect 4-0 record and are ranked 13th in the nation. 3-0 record, UCLA has proven that they have the best defense in the Pac-12. They have allowed only 11 points per game and helped the last 3 quarterbacks they face to under 200 passing yards. It's important that the Cougs get to Cam Ward early or in an early rhythm in the game. Their offense wants to be able to compete. On defense, on the defensive side of the ball, the Cougs line needs to have their hands they need to have their hands full. UCLA averages 205 rushing yards per game. Even though baseball season is nearing an end, baseball enthusiasts will now have somewhere to go year-round. Our reporter Austin Samuels gives us a look into the new business in Pullman.
Even though it's getting colder outside, the bats are just getting hot. The batting cage in Pullman opened its doors in mid-August, and so far, to the tune of great reviews.
This is a great place to come and get some hacks in.
For Crystal Holinsky and her family, what started out as a joke quickly became a reality.
Moscow, Lewiston, Clarkston, there's nothing around. And so we're like kind of joking with the idea, like, let's just open one here. And then now we're here a year later.
The batting cage is equipped with 4 pitching machines for both baseball and softball, and both can adjust to throw a variety of different pitches, including curveballs, changeups, and yes, even knuckleballs.
Whether you're an up-and-coming baseball stud or just a weekend softball player like me, the batting cage is the perfect place to hone in your skills.
For more serious athletes, the batting cage can provide crucial reps that you can't get anywhere else locally.
So you're getting literally double, triple, quadruple the times amount of quality reps you can get on your swing.
The batting cage in Pullman opens its doors Tuesday through Sunday every week. In Pullman, I'm Austin Samuels, Murrow News 8.
The WSU men's basketball team released their complete schedule for the upcoming year. The Cougs will play 17 games at Beasley Coliseum. They'll also travel to Connecticut for the Basketball Hall of Fame tip-off and travel to Phoenix for the Jerry Colangelo Classic. Here's a look at the 5 biggest games for the upcoming season. The Cougs will take on Mississippi State in the Basketball Hall of Fame tip-off. They'll play Boise State in Spokane in the Numerica Hoops Classic. They'll play Arizona Wildcats home and away. Then they will play home and away versus USC, where you will get your first look at former Coug DJ Rahman in Pullman on February 29th. And finally, they will host the Washington Huskies on senior night at 6 p.m. on FS1. The Cougs will begin their season on November 6th when they take on Idaho Vandals in Beasley Coliseum at 8 p.m. Well, it's Friday, and that means high school football is under the bright lights. Let's take a look at the high school slate tonight on the Palouse. Potlatch looks to improve to 5-1. They'll be on the road tonight in Clearwater Valley. Colfax continues the search for their first win. They'll face off against Chilean on the road as well. For Pomeroy, they'll try and make it 5 straight at home against Dayton. Should be another exciting night of high school football today.
Well, thanks for sports, Brendan. After the break, we'll give you score predictions for the match of the upcoming Rose Bowl tomorrow afternoon. Next.
Days, months,
Hey, I'm Jim from across the street.
years,
I'd like to give you this.
a lifetime can rush by without realizing what we're missing. But it doesn't have to be that way. We have a choice to take action. Visit maketheconnection.net to find out more.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding. Why did the girl ask the mushroom to dance? Because he was a fun guy. What do you call a pig that knows karate? Pork chop. So how does a tissue dance? Put a little boogie on it.
Well, the Cougs have another huge game this weekend against UCLA at the Rose Bowl. So, guys, what do you think? Do you think the Cougs are going to win?
Yes, I think we're going to win 35-21. I think they'll probably just be able to score 3 times only on us because look at our defense, man. It's good. What do you guys think?
What do you think?
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. 45-28. You know, I think the Cougs will come out scoring pretty often. I talked about their defense being pretty good at UCLA, but I don't know if, who have they even played so far? So I think the Cougs will show their true colors and be a good offensive team.
Well, you know, I can't believe that the Cougs are underdogs coming into this one. Pretty unbelievable to me. They're 13th in the country. Pretty dang good team we got in Pullman. So I think the Cougs are going to come away with a 42-21 victory. They got a really good team, and we're going to take it right to Pat McAfee and get a win. So hopefully the Cougs can come away with that victory.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. Pat McAfee, those comments the other time where, don't diss on our tradition. I feel like it's, what has West Virginia done? So I think the Cougs have been, let them fly a flag.
It's really like a Cougs versus everybody right now. I do feel like that's still in the atmosphere, and it's just continuing around the community. We're always seen as underdogs.
Yeah, and I think especially this is the last opportunity for the Cougs to go to the Rose Bowl, and they have an opportunity to really go and win a big game and take down UCLA. I know they're unranked, but they're still a good team, but I think the Cougs have a really good shot to come away with a victory today. It should be a really exciting game tomorrow.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch. I think my score prediction is 63-54. But thank you so much for watching. If you want to catch up on any of our past episodes, you can find them on our YouTube page. Have a great weekend. Go Cougs.